Hi, I'm Sherry Strong, and welcome to Sweet Freedom Sunday. Is there a wrong time to give up sugar? That's a great question. And the answer is not really. There really is not a bad time to give up sugar. What I would say is there are wrong ways to give up sugar. So when you come from it with a very strategic and planned approach where you're actually setting up your life and your system so that you can give it up, even at the most challenging and difficult times where we will often use sugar as our crutch and a coping mechanism, coming off of sugar can actually be one of our best tools and stealth tactics for coping with difficult times. So it really is about the way that you give up sugar as opposed to giving up sugar. So when we give up sugar, you're going to think more clearly, you're going to have much more even moods, and your physical system is actually going to be stronger to cope with stressful times. So it's not a bad time, any time, to give it up. What it is, you really want to work out that you're not giving it up in a way that's also depriving you of nourishment. So when you're going to give up sugar and you're going through a difficult time, you want to make sure that the bulk of what you're eating is highly nourishing, energizing, and protective. And of course, on the Sweet Freedom website, in the Sweet Freedom Summit, we teach you all of these things, and especially in the program, you have lots of ways to actually do it. But here's a very simple way. When you're cutting out the white stuff and you want to switch it to the right stuff, think very simply whole foods. You want to think simple things like even veggies for breakfast. That can be challenging for some people, but as long as you don't have processed ingredients in your food for breakfast, you're going to have a great start to your day. I love a salad during lunch, and I just throw lots of things into it and use the glory dressing. That's what I call a conversion dressing that makes even things like cardboard taste good. And a lot of people who don't like salads have found that they love salads when they started to use the glory dressing, which is just very simple ingredients of miso paste, apple cider vinegar, and a really good cold pressed olive oil. And dinners, things like a nice nourishing bowl of soup or a wholesome bowl of a chunky soup that gives you the warmth, that gives you the comfort, and you can put things like quinoa into it or some nice yellow waxy potatoes to kind of give that comfort food, and lots of greens and vegetables. They're going to give color, they're going to give flavor, it's going to make you feel comforted, and it's going to nourish your body so that even when you're facing the most stressful times, you're going to have the basics taken care of. There really is one caveat to this, and it's in extreme cases where you're literally using sugar as a lifeline. There was actually a time in my life where I was told by a girlfriend who was having children at the same time my then husband and I started to have children. She phoned me up and she told me that they were pregnant with their second child. And she did this so as a very kind gesture because she didn't want me to find out from someone else. Now, the background story for that is that I had just been through one of my last cycles of IVF and found out that I wasn't pregnant. And we'd been trying for many years. So when I got this call, I literally fell against the side of the wall, slid down the wall, and was sobbing uncontrollably after I hung up the phone. That is. And the only thing that saved me from taking my life at that morning was 4 stiff gin and tonics that literally I fell asleep because I just got drunk and I fell asleep. And that's not a great story to tell you as a nutritionist or someone who's a professional in this field, but I can tell you I was in an emotional space that had I not done that, there's a good chance I could have taken my life or harmed myself in a certain way. Now, in those circumstances, which hopefully you never experience such kind of depth of feeling of desperation and not knowing what to do, it's probably not the best time for someone to tell you, you just need to give up sugar. You might actually do them harm as well if they suggested that. So it's really the only caveat is when you are so desperate that it's either sugar or self-harm, that I wouldn't suggest it. But what I would do during that time is you use that substance to get through that piece. You don't self-harm. And then once you come out of it, and there's always a little bit of respite, then you start to engage in that place of starting to nourish yourself. And I promise you that once you get into the drama is over, or the heightened painful piece is over, and you start to nourish yourself, it will strengthen you just a little bit to have a little less sugar, so you can nourish yourself a little bit more and have a little less sugar, so you can actually eventually give it up. Thank you for joining me on Sweet Freedom Sunday. For more tips, tools, and recipes to help you end sugar addiction for good, please go to sweetfreedom.ca, and I look forward to seeing you next Sunday.